Hi, I'm Streed. Today I'd like to talk to you about the technique known as hybrid picking and how we can utilize that on guitar in a rock context as opposed to, say, country or something. For those of you who do not know, hybrid picking is when you take your picking hand and you do have a pick. For me, I hold it between my thumb and my pointer finger. And then the thing that makes it hybrid picking is I'm not only using the pick, I also use my two fingers. I have my middle finger and my ring finger. This gives me 3 points of attack on my right hand to attack the strings on the guitar and create the vibrations. So let's take a closer look at how we can utilize this and implement it into our playing. Okay, for starters, we'll start off with some simple exercises just to build strength in the right hand and to get comfortable with the technique. And as we're doing this, pay attention to the strength that you're using with the right hand, making sure all the attacks are even. As we move on, we can always vary the accent on the attack depending on how you want it. We'll start with open strings for now. We'll start with E, A, and D. We're just going to go up and down, one attack per string. So here it goes. And then we can always take that shape once we've got it under our fingers and move it up and down the neck, just making sure we're comfortable moving our right hand or our picking hand up or down. So here that goes. And then from there we can always move it to different patterns. A 4-note pattern would be E, A, E, D. So you're using the pick, middle finger, pick, ring finger. And you can also move that up and down the neck. I'll just go through it on the E, A, and D string right now. And then up the neck. And then down the neck. A little more difficult, but we always want to make sure that we can play everything down the neck that we can play up the neck. And that's one way we can also we can build all the technique in the right hand. Next we'll look at some patterns and licks that we can use to incorporate it into our playing. Okay, so here are some examples that I would use to incorporate this into my playing. All of the examples can be found in the PDF below, so if you need music for it, it's right there. Then the first one that we'll look at is based off the A minor arpeggio. It'll start at the 5th fret of the E string. We'll hammer on to the C at the 8th fret. We'll hit the E on the A string after that, and then go up to the 5th fret of the D string and hit the G. Just like before, we'll use one attack per string. So you'll have the pick to attack the E string, middle finger to hit the A string, and the ring finger for the D string. And going slowly, it sounds like this. And we can also sequence that and keep moving up the arpeggio, something I like to do. We have the C, E, G, and then we can hit A again to kind of bring it back to home base. I'll just start on the A arpeggio and then start from the third and go back up to the A in this example. Now, I like using those small shapes because it makes everything feel a little more musical. As an exercise, we can go all the way up and all the way down the neck. And as we do that, we'll have to move our right hand depending on what string we want to hit first. So here's an example of that. It should be in the PDF also. So here you go. Okay, the next example I have for you is based around the A minor pentatonic found at the 5th fret of the E string. It's the first one that a lot of people learn. And basically what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be playing octaves to create more of a wide sound in the improvisation or solo that I'm playing. So let's say I start on an A, I'll play an A on the E string, and then I'll play an A an octave above. So I'll skip the A string and then play the A on the D string. So I play A, and then I can keep sequencing that idea, and I'll play the D on the A string, and then the D on the G string. And then I can keep sequencing it even farther, and I can hit the G on the D string, and then the G on the B string. And finally, I can do the C on the G string and hit the C on the E string. And if I put this all together, it'll sound a little bit like this. That's one thing I like to do, and you can also do it back down. And there you go, that's another lick that you can use to incorporate hybrid picking into your technique. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My email will show up at the end of the video here. I hope you learned a little bit more about hybrid picking. Go ahead and start practicing.